You are now listening to or watching the It Takes All Kinds podcast.
Yeah, and if you aren't, you can head over to Apple Podcasts or Spotify and listen to us now. Or head on over to Drib on YouTube and watch the video version as well.
And if you'd like to stay up to date on when we're releasing a new episode or any other fun information about the podcast, you can give us a follow on Instagram at It Takes All Kinds Podcast and on Twitter at ITAC Podcast. That's ITAK Podcast.
Without saying much else, we hope you enjoy this episode.
Suck your dad.
That's pretty funny.
Paradise Punch Lemonade. Suck your dad.
What's up, dude? We didn't even decide who's going to do the intro. I think you do it. I think it is your turn.
Yeah, it is because you did the Halloween one.
What's Halloween?
Never heard of her. Halloween, I hardly even know her. Hey everybody, welcome to the It Takes All Kinds. I'm clipping hard. Do you hear that? I feel like I'm
Just
clipping
a little bit.
Okay.
How can you even
Hello
say your
everybody. Hello everybody. Welcome to the It Takes All Kinds podcast, episode 87.
Yes.
87. 87. We're back again, recording on November 1st, Tuesday, November 1st. You will be hearing this on Friday, November 4th.
That's right. Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday.
Tuesday.
It's
And it's
the first
November,
day of
dude.
American Indian Heritage Month.
It's
too.
November, dude. I'm clipping a little
Yeah.
bit.
You're clipping a little bit.
That's a little bit. And now
Um,
Indian Heritage Month?
Yeah, Indian Heritage, American Indian
Wow,
Heritage
that was a real
Month.
fuck you to Thanksgiving, huh?
Yeah, I know. I imagine that.
I see you, Indians. Oh, they're called Native Americans. Shit.
You can't say that.
How did
2022.
India get over here?
Good question. We're in the West Indies. You know that?
Do you think the pilgrims ate chicken tikka masala
No, they ate the fingers.
of?
Chickens.
Oh.
They ate chicken fingers.
They ate chicken fingers.
that they did.
Well, I think they ate chicken fingers. I'm not going to
Finger
lie.
looking good.
Finger fucking. It's great to be here, Gavin. You know what,
we
man?
got what do we got in the docket today, Carson? We got a jam-packed episode. We got some personal. We actually have something about ourselves that we can bring to the show finally.
I don't know what you're talking about, Gavin, but what I do know is we have a lot of the show to talk about. So much so.
We got so much.
Let's see. Wait a minute. What do we have? What's that? What do we have to drink?
Paradise Punch Lemonade.
Is that right?
It's at the beginning. The other thing he says, it sounds like it's like anime or something like that.
Paradise Punch.
No, I mean like fuck your dad.
Oh, this?
Suck your dad.
Yeah, that sounds like anime.
It kind of does. I need to meet this child. Excuse me. Yeah, we have so much that I don't even know what we're going to get to, but I'll just go through the docket. We got to talk about Mr. Musk buying Twitter. We got Nancy Pelosi's husband was attacked with a hammer, #Halloween. We got, wow, I spelled that so wrong. I have an apology to issue. We'll get to that later.
Did you not spell apology right?
No, I spelled this person's name completely wrong. I put a letter in there that does not belong. We might finally talk about. Do you see it? Yeah. We might finally talk about these environmental activists that are doing some interesting things, that are doing some soup and taters. Like Gavin said, we're finally bringing something about ourselves to this show. And talking about another show that I've grown so fondly of called The Heartland Show. We're also going to talk about Ron DeSantis and his sexual relationship with Luke Bryan. Some sad news. A bigger news story that we'll probably talk about another time, so I'm not even going to talk about it. We got some basketball news, and yes, Trump is dead. More on this at 6.
You put Kyrie anti-emetic tweet?
Oh, boy, dude. I put that today, too, and I have no excuse for that.
Like,
the other one I put last night.
Is it like anti-emetic as in like it's something that's like, you know, in your body or something?
Well, it's not red, so it might be an actual word. Let's find out. Anti-emetic.
This is the dictionary show. We go through the dictionary one word at a time.
You should probably know this, Gavin.
No, I do. It's something.
Chiefly of a drug preventing vomiting.
Okay, yeah.
It's an
I was thinking
anti-vomit medicine.
enteric. I had an exam today. That's why we were recording today.
Well, Gavin, it looks like you just lost your degree.
Suck your dad.
Sorry to hear that. I'm anti-emetic. Wow, I can't believe I just spelled that. Spelled a lot of things wrong today. Yeah, man, we got so much shit. Like I said, I don't know what we're going to get to. Maybe none of it. Maybe we won't even talk about any of it. But first, let's talk about what's really going on, Gavin, and that is that it's the day after Halloween.
Yeah.
Did you get to do anything yesterday for Halloween to celebrate the activities?
I stayed in.
Okay.
I slept. I didn't go to my classes yesterday because I was going to study.
Oh, you
And I
didn't
just
go to
slept.
your classes?
No, I know. I slept.
Ooh.
Well, because like all this stuff, we just had an exam in econ. We just had a quiz in biofarm, and we
Okay.
just had an exam. Or we have an exam today
Mhm.
over in cardio. So it was a day that was worth skipping. Is that like because like it was all brand new stuff that was not going to be tested over for at least a week.
In cardio, did you guys study pelotons? Or was the test about pelotons I meant? So you slept?
Yeah.
You didn't go trick-or-treating at all?
No, I slept and frankly,
And you studied?
yeah, I studied a lot. It was
good.
it was like I went 0 dark 30. I got back to my apartment after. Yeah, I got back to my apartment. I just immediately, well, let's see. Yeah, I guess I started studying Sunday night, and then it moved. Then I slept all day, and then went and studied even more. And it was just a lot of studying.
Well,
And there's a lot of stipulations in cardiology. This is going to be surprising to a lot of people, but there's a lot of little stipulations you got to watch out for in medications. So it's kind of weird because I basically play a cardiologist on our exams. Is that I'm a doctor and I prescribe patients things. So I look at people's things and they're like, what do you think is the best recommendation? Should they discontinue this, continue this, put them on this, do this? So I mean, we're doing more than just like scraping pills into a bottle.
right.
I mean, I know you know that, but I'm saying that, like pharmacy school is not just like, oh, let's make sure you can count by fives, everybody.
Right.
There was a time last semester where we did that in spring semester where they're like, we're in a community setting or, pretend you're in a community setting and you have to count 60 pills. Let's count by fives into 60.
What?
Yeah. And I'm like, I did this all last summer. This is kind of cringy, kind of weird.
Been doing it since you were born.
Yeah. I remember doing a first grade project.
Counting pills.
Counting by hundreds or
Right.
counting up to 100. And I
Counting
remember
by hundreds?
Yeah.
100,
200. And I remember lining up cars as like tens and tens. I remember my mom helped me with that. And then I think we got them developed. They're printing the pictures at home. Anyway, but yeah. And then, I actually went out Saturday night. I stepped out on the town for Halloween Saturday night.
Right.
And a lot of my friends went to the Central West End Halloween blowout party. It is a huge party in the Central West End, like body to body.
Oh, wait,
on
I did know
Euclid.
that.
Yeah.
Because I had a wedding that ended in that area once. And
Oh
I
my
just
God,
remember walking
yeah.
out of this hotel and being like, whoa, there's like
Yeah.
half naked women around me.
Yeah.
I mean, when isn't there?
Yeah, I know.
But it was just like very like, I was like, whoa, shit. I was not expecting this. And I was like, thank God I'm not driving because this would be.
Oh, yeah, I remember
my
that. I remember
house.
you talking to me about that now.
Yeah. I think,
Yeah.
it was last year. So.
Yeah. Sorry, I gotta empty out my pockets as
I get it.
as any general man does
Well-
whenever they arrive somewhere. They find the nearest
Right.
cabinet and put their stuff.
Well,
in
and I like to pickpocket too. It's kind of
Yeah.
like a fun game I do whenever my friends are over.
it. Yeah, see how much money you can steal and then give it and then never give it back to them.
And then give it to charity.
Yeah, exactly. That's the best thing to do. But like, I went as Dr. Pepper this year, and
Mhm.
I actually had Dr. Peppy in here.
What a surprise.
I wore my blue lab coat, wore a Dr. Pepper shirt, and brought my stethoscope and lab goggles.
And goggles.
Uh,
I forgot I used your stethoscope. I forgot all about that.
You used my stethoscope?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You were there.
Was I?
Yeah.
No, I don't remember that.
Shit, was I not supposed to do that? I think you were right next to me and you were like,
Oh,
"No,
wait.
you got to do this."
No. I was like, you got to put them in the other way.
Yeah,
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 okay.
yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of people putting shit
Putting shit in their ears.
putting
Anyway,
my
sorry,
stethoscope
go
in their ears. But I went over to my friend's. My friend invited me over to a mutual friend, or invited me over to one of her friends' parties, and we had met before. Someone that we ran into, actually,
Yeah.
that person ran into at the City Foundry. and we went. Then it worked out perfectly. You having your party late because
it did?
they were leaving for Molly's in Soulard.
Oh, thank God.
And I was like, well, this
Right.
is perfect. Like, I'm gonna head out right now, and I'm just gonna go home. And
Right. So I had, just to interject, me had a little party on Saturday that I had a wedding that day that got done later than expected, and so I was kind of at that point I was just like, I don't know if
I can
anybody's
get
gonna
anybody,
come.
if
right.
I can get anybody to come.
Right, exactly. And so like one person dropped out. Spencer couldn't call him out. He ended up sending me a text the other day, and he's like, "I'm so sorry." And I was like, "Dude, don't even worry about it." Like we
were just fucking with him.
I don't even think we told him anything that we were like saying at the party, but
no,
like,
I didn't say anything.
but I never said anything.
I didn't say anything. Don't ask him if I did or not.
But it was just like it seemed like he knew about that we were saying shit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All jokes, of course, we love
Yeah.
him. But he ended up dropping out, and at that point, I was just like, I don't know who's gonna come.
Yeah. Surprisingly, Andrew came. I thought Andrew would
Yeah.
have a previous engagement.
He did, but I guess he was just like, fuck them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Andrew ended up coming. Gavin came, like he was just saying, and then your
Sean
brother did, and
and his
his girlfriend
girlfriend. Yeah.
Ashley.
We
But
played-
yeah. Anyways,
played Stack Cup.
right. Were you gonna say anything else, or were you just gonna
No,
get to the
it
party?
was worked out perfectly. Like all my friends they were waiting on a couple other friends to arrive, and I was like, I'm just gonna head out. And
Right. You're like, bye.
yeah, I had a massive migraine that day. It lasted all day. Like I'm
Even at
serious-
my house?
Yeah, it
Oh,
lasted
damn, that
all
sucks.
day. Like I was just, I don't know.
I
And
remember
then
you complaining that week that you were having.
yeah,
a lot of
it's just been
migraines.
awful. I don't know why. I mean, it's obviously stress, but it's like
Right.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
frustrating because it's like it knocks me out for an entire day. Like I do
Well,
not remember that day.
Right. And I keep telling you, I'm like, dude, you gotta stop banging your head against the wall.
You know, speaking
You're
of,
like, it's fun, it's fun. I'm like, you can't do that.
yeah. Speaking of banging heads against walls, we watched Hereditary.
Yes, we did. So
that night,
yeah. So this party was a lot of fun. It was good. Just like I said, small party. I got because I don't drink much anymore. Like right when I started, like I drank a little bit before I turned 21. Sorry. But then when
Jesus, man,
sorry, just saying it.
there's
Then when I
children watching.
Turned 21. Well, they need to turn it the fuck off. Oh my god. And then right after I turned 21, I was drinking, I would say a lot, but it was like, every day I would have like a drink or two or whatever. Maybe not every day, but I was drinking more, so I had a higher tolerance. Now I haven't really been drinking much. It's on like occasions or when we're with friends or whatever.
2 beers is still the perfect amount for me.
Right.
It always works out. That 2 beers is a perfect amount.
Perfect. So I don't drink much. And so I did on Saturday. And it really wasn't that much. Like I remember having a rum and Coke, and after that I was like, oh boy, big boys.
I
over
think I
here.
had like 3 Dr. Pepper and Crown Royal vanillas.
At here?
Yeah, here.
Did you really?
Yeah, and
I didn't know how much anybody else drank. I was like,
it was. I didn't put a lot, but it was like I just like having a
Right.
little bit of Crown in there.
huh, I didn't even
But
know.
it was.
Because it didn't look like much was
surprising,
going.
Surprisingly, didn't wake up with a migraine or a hangover.
I did.
I know you did. Surprisingly, I was able. Like I was just surprised that I
Right.
drank pretty solid amount. Like probably the most alcohol I've drank. Probably
Same.
all in this whole year in one night.
Right. I think same here, which really wasn't that much. I think I only had 3 hard liquor drinks plus whatever we were drinking during Stack
Yeah.
Cup,
Yeah.
which is a lot of fun. And that was where I was like peaked. Like
Yeah.
some of it is very fuzzy, but I remember like we had a lot of fun playing that. And I just remember like banging the table and I kept like picking it up and dropping it. I think I was like, wasn't I yelling poggers or something?
Yeah. You kept saying poggers.
That's right. Because somebody said it, and then I was just like, and I just kept yelling it, and I would pick up the table and drop it. It was so
Shocking.
much fun. I know, shocking, right? It was a lot of fun. And I was like, dude, this place is gonna be a mess tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because I was like,
And I
feel
said,
like
don't
shit's
black like
going
this.
everywhere.
And then you said, don't black like my bed. Nobody black like my bed. Don't look in there.
right?
But
Yeah, it was very.
But then
fun.
after that, we had mentioned earlier in the party that I hadn't watched Hereditary and that we had planned on doing that for a while. Is that we
Yes.
would sit down and watch
well,
it.
that was the thing. It's been like 2
2
years since
years.
we officially started talking
Yeah.
about it, and we were supposed to watch it last year,
yeah.
and we didn't
Yeah.
because everybody left pretty early last year. I think,
Yeah.
like before midnight. I
Yeah.
think.
Yep. I remember that. And I was like, last one here. I'm like, I don't.
Right, but this year we were
This
like,
year we watched it.
we're doing it, and we did it.
We spoilers ahead for anybody who hasn't watched Hereditary yet, but it is.
It's been out.
It's
for 5
now I
years.
wouldn't say it's probably the best horror movie out there or anything like that, but it's like I know. I remember. I wouldn't say it's like the best, but it's still a really good horror movie. I mean, like it's one of the best I have seen, but it's probably not the best. Like, there's holes and everything like that. But
Do you think watching it with me ruined it? Because I was being very vocal about everything.
No, I think that made it better.
Okay.
But there was that one scene where, well, we had gotten to where Charlie had gotten her head taken off by the pole, and that was when Sean and Ashley left. And then Andrew for the next like hour was like, he's like, I'm gonna leave. I don't want to watch this. Don't make me watch this. And we're like,
make you watch it. Nobody's making
I'm like,
it.
it's like turn it off. And I'm like, I haven't seen this movie.
Right.
Andrew. I would like to see it.
Right.
And I don't know. I must be just desensitized to it, or I had just drank so much, or I had been on so many migraine meds that it didn't affect me. I think it's the way it would if I was watching it by myself. But it was. And I think I said this to you while I was watching. I don't know if you remember this, but like, I was like, I could not watch this after recently losing a loved one. Like, I probably would have lost it.
Yeah, I think I remember you saying that.
Because like it's a very, I don't know why, but that's the message I pulled away from this movie.
Right.
Is
No, that
like
makes
it's
sense.
a very powerful like loss of a loved one movie.
A few loved ones.
Yeah.
Right.
And like,
I just remember for the first, like, I think it's probably the reason that Ashley and Sean left is that for the first like half an hour we kept
talking in like Cockney accents about everything because the dad has a British accent.
That's
in the movie.
right. I was like,
I thought the whole
movie.
I thought the whole movie was British. So like I was like, I don't know why, but I was like, oh, these are British people. So then whenever everybody else started talking, I was like, wait, why the fuck were we talking in Cockney accents the whole fucking time?
Yeah, that's why I didn't remember. I was like, I just remember laughing very hard and like screaming Cockney accent, just repeating the lines that we kept talking about. I won't say who we were talking about because it's maybe probably a little bit offensive, but we kept saying that she looks a bit ill. We just kept repeating that over and over again.
She looks ill.
Yeah, you said it first and I lost it. And we were just like,
it.
and we were like, she looks a bit ill. And we just kept saying
seems to falling a bit ill.
She looks a bit ill. Oh my god, that was so funny.
Like that was so funny. But yeah, it was. That's a very very good movie.
Oh my god, I love it.
It's
even as drunk as like I was very desensitized to it.
Yeah,
because
I know.
Of that,
I was so desensitized from it, but even then, it was like
I still got goosebumps like during those parts.
There's that scene where the mom's conjuring up Charlie in the room, and like the glass moves across the table. Like that part, I thought was like so powerful.
Yeah.
But
well, and they
and I
do
said
like
this that like the actors pull it off really well, and that most of the shots make it look like they're in a dollhouse. I kept saying it over and over again while we were watching it when it was just me and you. But it is one of the weirdest like focal length things that they have going for it is that like it makes it look like they're in a dollhouse.
Right.
It's so weird.
It's a very Wes Anderson thing.
Wes Anderson has like full size. In my
Right,
head.
yeah,
But
yeah.
except for Moonrise Kingdom. Like Moonrise Kingdom, it genuinely is supposed to be like a dollhouse. But like in this movie, it looks small. Everybody looks small. The house was big, and then you had said this, but it's like the house got bigger as the movie went on.
Yeah.
Like it was like I was like that hallway is not that long.
And his bedroom is like huge when
yeah.
you see spoiler again when the mom is in the corner, which
That
I
was
think
the
is
funniest fucking
I think
shot.
it's the freakiest fucking thing
it's
ever
insane.
because
She swims.
you just don't. Yeah, you don't. And I love what they do, and I think I realize it's my favorite thing in horror movies that you really don't see too much, and it's like putting something there that's obvious and not giving it a musical cue. Or maybe it's not that obvious because like you could watch that movie and maybe if the screen was too dark, you would never see that.
Oh
her
yeah,
up
for
there.
sure. Yeah, nope.
You know what I mean? And I think the first time I watched it, like I just barely noticed it, and then like even thinking about it now, it just like my whole face just like
Yeah,
felt like it went white because I was like, oh my god,
I was like,
that's horrifying.
And I was like the shot in on Peter's face right there. Like
Right.
I was like I know there's something behind him. I'm like the way this is being filmed right now. There is something he's looking at or
Right.
something that's looking at him.
Right.
That is just adding an awful amount of just uncomfortableness to the shot.
Right. And I think the movie builds so well, but I love that they give you like one of the scariest scenes when the grandma's in the room after she turns the light off, like right towards the very beginning.
Yeah.
And then she like leaves and turns the light off, and then it just cuts to her like standing there. That scene is fucking
Yeah,
horrifying too, because it
that
comes
was
out of nowhere.
That gave me chills.
Yeah.
That gave me chills. But like, after Peter gets up into the attic,
Mm-hmm.
and this is where the banging head joke comes
Right.
in. He like tells his mom to stop, and she's like banging on the ceiling, by the way,
Yeah.
with their head, banging on the ceiling with her head.
Right.
And he's like telling her to stop, and that's why. But then she teleports up into the attic and starts
Yeah,
cutting her head off with
sawing
like
her head off.
with a cord, like a
She didn't even have anything. It was
No.
it was fake. It was like a ghost cord.
Oh really? I thought
Yeah.
it was like
I don't think she had anything
was
in her
like-
hands.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
think
They use
so.
it in Hitman, the video game. They have like this
Yeah.
wire that like has two handles on
Right.
either side, and it chokes him.
No, I don't think she's actually holding anything. I think she just
it's like a cheese
does
cutter.
that. Yeah. But
Yeah.
it's like a certain wire. Yeah, I know what you're
Yeah,
talking about.
but like but yeah, and
Cuts
then
her
like
head
her
off.
body floats to the. That was. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's always the floating stuff that I'm like,
Right.
it's supposed to be scary, but to me, it's so goofy because
Well, yeah, I think it's hilarious when she like swims through the
Yeah.
door. Like she's
you're,
actually
you're like, why is she
breaststroking.
doing that?
Yeah, because I was like, it's just so weird, but
Yeah.
it just like adds to it so
it's so
well.
funny because like I I grew up on Star Wars, so every time I think somebody's floating, I'm like, oh, it's the Force or something. Like
Right.
that. But it's so goofy. to me.
Yeah,
It-
it's so funny.
I will say that's one of the goofier things that happened to me or that I've seen is that it's like.
Yeah.
I don't know, it just pulls the realism out of the movie for me.
for
Like
sure.
it was all grounded in realism and stuff like that.
Right.
And like I was following like what the subliminal messages were and like how the ghost was jumping, spirit was jumping from thing to thing, and
Mhm.
that it wanted a male body, and it was like one of the king
As the host,
one of the
yeah.
8 kings of hell or whatever. And it's
Right.
just-
And all
yeah.
those naked people
Yeah.
start coming out.
Yeah,
of
that
nowhere.
like that was.
that was
You didn't
funny
notice
too.
that one naked person in that one shot. I'm
Yeah,
like, it's
you
back
pointed
there.
it out to me,
yeah.
and I was like, "Oh shit, yeah."
Yeah.
It
It's
took
so
me a
bizarre.
second. I was like, "What is he talking
Yeah,
about?"
insane.
And then, so when the movie was over, you blew my mind by letting me know that the main guy, Peter, right?
Yeah, Peter. Yeah.
Is one of the guys in the Naked Brothers band. It was the kid, the drummer, the percussionist in the Naked Brothers band show, which I as a kid was obsessed with for like probably 6 months, but like
Yeah.
fully obsessed with it. And I had no fucking idea that was the guy, which is crazy because I thought I've exhausted everything about this movie. Like I thought I knew everything. You know, I started looking into the actor more. Never ever, or the director more. Never ever knew that at all. I had no fucking idea, and I
Yeah,
was
actually-
like, "What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy!" And he's so good.
It wasn't even me who knew that. I was Snapchatting someone. They're like, "Are you
Oh,
I'm like,
really?
I'm watching Hereditary," and they're like, "Yeah, that's the guy from the Naked Brothers band."
Oh shit! I
I'm
didn't
like,
even know
seriously?
that. I didn't know
Yeah.
that part.
Yeah. I'm like, "Yeah, for real."
That blew my mind.
Yeah, I had to look it up because I was like, "Really though?"
Yeah, same. I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah.
And I looked it up, and sure as shit, there he was. Whatever his name is, I can't remember. But yeah, him and his actual brother are the two main characters on Naked Brothers band. I don't know if his brother ever did anything. Probably though. But yeah, he's great. Yeah, everybody in that movie is awesome. They do such a great job in that, especially the main actor, actress, whatever you want to say.
Mhm.
She was like up for some award and like lost to somebody. Not that the
Oh, I know, but
the
I'm just saying,
mom.
I'm just doing
Yeah.
that just to freak anybody out.
right. That mom who plays the mom, she was supposed to win something and like lost to some like stupid, role that somebody had, and people were really upset
Yeah,
about it.
'cause,
I
like,
remember.
Horror movies just still aren't respected as
Oh, yeah.
as a genre in film in general. But I would say they're respected in film like circles, but like in Grammy, not Grammy, but Oscar and stuff like that. Like they're just
the grand scheme of things. not
Oscars
really.
and Emmys are just not ever awarded for anything. I think they'll makeup and FX maybe, but even then it's usually a Disney movie for
Yeah.
both of those.
Right.
Because now Disney owns everything. So
Very sad.
yeah.
Anyways, so then so that was on Saturday, which was a lot of fun. Great time. Glad to finally watch that movie with you guys and see it again. And then for me, Halloween yesterday is I made sure I was like, I'm going to do a little bit of work today, but I'm like taking the night off to chill out and watch
You got any
some.
trick or treaters?
I didn't. Again, last year I didn't. This year I didn't either. It was like I walked out at like 7:00 to take the trash out, and it was like dead quiet out. And I was like, I guess people are going to like neighborhoods to do it because I know there's kids that live in this.
Yeah, and
Apartment
I saw a
complex.
couple TikTok videos that are like, "Dude, Halloween's different nowadays. The kids aren't staying out long." And then most of the comments were like, yeah, I remember when the Halloween we used to stay out all night till I had 3 bags full of, it's all stuff like that.
I never did that.
Yeah, as soon as I filled my bag, I was like, I'm ready to go home.
Yeah, my mom would make me go home.
Yeah, that too. And then other times, like, we'd be walking up to houses, and then their light would turn off once we left. Like, fuck no, stop coming to our house.
Right, right.
But somebody had commented on the video was like, parent here, but like, there's a lot of trunk or treats that are now going on.
Oh.
Because of COVID and everything else that happened, they're like, still people are still kind of like, I don't know about all that. So
and I
like
when we were,
I like trunk or treating,
Yeah.
but it's like if I'm part of like a church group, I have a trunk or treat with that. If I go to school, I got a church group, or I have to trunk or treat with that. If I have a extracurricular activity, trunk or treat with the soccer team, trunk or treat with the baseball team. It's
and
like,
they usually do that before.
yeah,
the
and so
actual
it's
day.
like there's not a 1 day kind of thing anymore. It's like a week-long event, or even sometimes 2-week
right.
long event of Halloween dressing up, and it's like it can be tiring for the parents, obviously, because they have to put their children in these costumes, and it's kind of annoying to like tie up your kid 8 or 9 times.
Right. You gotta tie them up.
Tie up your kid from the
Right.
hang 'em
It's
by
hard
their
to tie
toes.
up your
Yeah,
kid.
it really is. It really is. Hang 'em
It's
by their
hard
toes.
nowadays.
Yeah.
But yeah. But I chilled out. I watched the movie. I've been really wanting to watch this movie called Fright Night. It was the one that I used to have over here, and I have that scary guy's face with the fangs,
Oh yeah,
with the X on his head.
yeah.
Finally watched that, and I did not like it.
Really?
Yeah, it was like, yeah.
Seemed like
There's-
one of those horror classic movies.
Well,
Classic
yeah,
horror
people
movies.
talk about how much they love it. Like, I would say it's probably my favorite vampire movie.
Yeah.
Sorry, spoilers. Kind of, not really. But, like, there's the character with that X on his head. He's like a teenager in the movie, and that character is almost so annoying that it's, like, hard to watch the movie. And they keep calling him evil as his name, and he keeps getting, like, stop calling me evil. But they never say why they call him that. Like, why the fuck do they keep calling his kid this? And then there's like the main vampire guy falls in love with this teenage girl who's the main character's girlfriend. And she's
Twilight?
like obviously a 16-year-old. And there's like weird scenes with her too. And I was just like, I'm out. Like, this is I'm not cool with
But
this.
Carson,
man.
it's a timepiece,
I guess so. I just
people were
shows that
dating
shit's so
16-year-olds
bad.
like left and right back then.
Right, man. Steven Tyler.
Yeah.
Stephen Perry. I don't know if he
Steven
did
Tyler's
that.
in that movie?
No, Steven Tyler dated like a child.
Jerry Seinfeld did too.
Jerry Seinfeld did too, and he acted like he didn't.
And that one recently passed away singer dated his 13-year-old cousin.
I don't know what you're talking about. Jerry Lewis?
Was it Jerry
He's not
Lewis?
dead. They thought he died.
No,
Yeah.
he officially did die though.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know.
Yeah.
I just saw that like people were like, no, he didn't die. He
Yeah,
didn't die,
no, he
guys.
actually
And
did
then they're
die.
like, he died.
Yeah,
that
Jerry
happened with
Lewis.
somebody else too.
Yeah, like it's on.
I didn't know he actually ended up dying. I just saw that people were like, no, he didn't die.
Yeah, he died. Yeah, he officially
Oh
did die.
shit. Well, rest in piss. I have a fun. Oh, you know what?
It was announced by his publicist,
There was a picture at Blueberry Hill of Jerry Lewis that I took a picture of, but I don't feel like
Jerry Lee
pulling it up.
Lewis. Yeah.
So, but yeah,
I
he was
wanted
another
to
one.
say Jerry Lee Lewis, but I was like, that sounds like a different like comedian name.
Oh
but-
yeah, I've done that before.
I sent it to my brother because whole lot of shaking going on. There's a cover of it in Fallout. Whole lot of shaking going on. Shaking it, making it break. That's the cover version.
Favorite
of it.
song.
And then it was like he's like dated his 13-year-old cousin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, look, man.
Hey man, it was hard back then. There weren't many girls. You had to go with what you
Slim
could get
Pickens for American blues artist.
for an American musician
Rock and
treasure.
roll. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he did. A lot of other people did. Billie Jean or Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
A lot of people did.
Einstein.
Slim Pickens. Did Einstein? Don't talk shit on
Hold on.
Einstein. This is a bad segue. This is a really bad segue. But wow,
Yeah.
it's so bad I don't even want to
He-
do it.
Yeah, he did actually marry his cousin from 1919
Yeah.
until her death in 36.
Well, Woody Allen married his fucking daughter. Did they marry? No, they didn't
Seriously?
marry.
No way. That's a very Woody Allen thing to do. But
Well, Woody Allen dated his daughter and stuff, or stepdaughter.
yeah, married his daughter.
daughter married. his
Let me see
daughter.
it.
That's why people hate Woody Allen. Yeah, you didn't know that? There's like a whole
Huh?
documentary series. Have you been like asleep for the past couple of months?
I
That's
knew
all
he was
everybody's talking
weird.
about.
I knew he was fucking weird, and I knew his movies were like
People love his
allegories for
movies.
his life.
Well, people love his movies too.
Why would you love a movie for a guy who
Well, they loved it before they found out about these things
even
because
still?
he's been around since like 1904.
Whatever.
So,
Fuck Woody Allen.
oh yeah, for sure.
People
Everybody
told me,
thinks that
people
now.
told me I look like him, and I'm like,
You do.
I know, and it bothers me because I don't want to be known as. Yeah, it bothers me.
I can't do the imitation of it. Some sad news today. I'm not going to do the segue I was going to do. I'll tell you it later because it was really bad. Some sad news today about famous people dying that aren't Jerry Lee Lewis. Take Off. That it was kind of along the lines of that, but I was going to make it
Yeah.
a serious segue.
Yeah.
But I was using it from that,
Yeah.
I was like, I can't do it. That's
Yeah.
too. That's like Norm Macdonald shit, and I can't do that. I mean, I can, but I'm not going to.
Yeah. So, take off one of the three
Why
Migos.
don't you take it from here,
yeah,
Gavin?
Take off one of the three Migos. What, in my opinion, one of the lesser known Migos. Didn't really.
For sure.
Yeah. Because there's Quavo,
Offset.
Offset. That's right. I always forget his name. And
Set
Take Off. Got shot dead in Houston after a dice game gone wrong, allegedly.
Early this morning, late last night.
Early. Yeah, very early this morning.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's awful because like I thought that they were going to release a new album soon, or I thought it's just awful because it's like that's someone that I think shaped my high school experience
Right.
in a way. I mean, like he, Migos was played so much at high school dances, or
Right,
like
for sure.
parties. Like they were a big deal.
Right.
And
And
it
I'm not
sucks.
as into rap as I was, but especially during that time, I was really into rap. And of course, I did like the Migos. And even though, like Gavin said, Takeoff was kind of the lesser known, less in the limelight. Limelight? That's
Yeah.
negative.
No limelight. Yeah. I'd be
Okay.
like, he's
Well, he
in
was less like out there.
in the spotlight.
Yeah, spotlight than the other guys. But like I'm literally not just saying this because like I have literally no reason to like be like, well, I was a big fan or whatever.
Yeah.
I really did like Takeoff. I liked his style of rapping a lot more. Something about the way he carried himself, especially in the songs and like what he added to the music. I did legitimately really like him a lot. Like he's the only Migo I think I follow.
Really?
Like not even joking. Yeah, and I just really liked him. And like I just remember I woke up this morning really late and I was just like I just saw that and I was just like, what? It just like
It did, yeah.
I mean,
was
it's
one of those-
every single time when
yeah,
somebody dies.
But this was one that I was like, because you see all these memes, about like Subway Surfers guy shot dead in Philadelphia.
right.
But as a joke, but it's like then World Star Hip Hop actually makes a
Right.
post about it, then everybody thinks.
I think
don't
they
know.
broke the news.
I think
they were
did
the
too.
first one I saw, and I was like,
I saw the
"What?"
video for it, and it is a terrible
Right.
video.
Yeah, just unexpected, obviously sad. But I just wanted to touch on that just to talk about that we were or are, or whatever you want to say,
Yeah.
fans, and like I said, I did really respect him a lot, especially the musical abilities he brought and everything like that. And it's just sad and tragic, and just brings about a bunch of stuff and a lot of rappers dying like that recently. I feel like I see a new one every
Young Dolph
month.
recently too.
Yeah, and like even like lesser known guys, but that are like obviously established enough to get something posted about them, which shouldn't show anything, but it does. But yeah, very 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 sad to hear that. But moving on from that, let's talk about what should we talk about next? Do you wanna do one of your things,
Well-
and then we can just kind of flip flop back and forth?
Yeah. So I was while me and Carson were pissed drunk.
Right.
We were watching.
After we watch Hereditary.
After we watched Hereditary.
Mhm. I can help
I-
set this up too.
I
once
for
you-
some reason. Okay. Well, there's two things here that I discovered that same night.
Okay.
Was a Heartland show and Ron
Right.
DeSantis being on stage at a Luke Bryan show that night. Yeah, it was that night. Yeah, it was like the 28th.
Yeah, I think
like
so.
it was like, or it was the night before. And it rocked my world because like Luke Bryan just brings out Ron DeSantis and he comes out tossing hats
Right.
to the
So
crowd.
let's talk about that.
And
first.
everybody's cheering and stuff like that. And I don't know. There's music and politics. Yes, write music about how bad
Of
politics is.
course, Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead, do that. But but don't fucking bring on a shit ass governor like that. Yeah, I mean, don't. I don't care what your political affiliation is. It's like just don't bring it. And the way that Luke Bryan framed it was that it was not.
Well, I think it goes to just stop right there for a second. I think it goes beyond like because music and politics. Obviously, those can and should be mixed together, in my opinion. It's use your platform for the right thing. But it's the fact that Ron DeSantis is an absolute piece of shit.
Yeah,
that's where it's a problem. You know what I mean?
Has voted against hurricane aid for other states.
Right.
And now he's like, oh, please, can I get any sliver? And he's like Trump wannabe. He's a fuckhead. Everything about him fucking blows.
Recently, something we didn't talk about took people who came into the country illegally from Texas, used Florida money, Florida taxpayer money, to fly them to Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah,
but that's the crazy part of it is they weren't immigrating into Florida. They were from Texas.
Yeah.
Ron DeSantis is the Florida governor.
Yep.
But he paid for them to come to, I think he paid for them to fly from Texas to Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah. And like made it look like it was like a getaway. Oh, it made it look like they were going to.
Well, it was like this power move that he thought was like a big thing.
But he like made pamphlets and everything for it.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, like made it look like like selling it to them.
Right,
but anyway.
which is literally something that like people back in like segregation times would do with black people. Sorry, it just like had to literally like word for word. Much.
I mean it's one of the more racist things that you could do.
Oh, of course.
Like of anything, and we'll get more onto racist stuff, but racist anti-Semitic things later. But so Luke Bryan posted, I typically don't respond to stuff when I'm getting run down on a social media platform, but here's the deal. I understand Governor DeSantis is a very polarizing figure, but I grew up in a country where if a governor asks you if they can come and raise awareness to help victims of a natural disaster, you help. I've generally stayed out of politics throughout my career. I knew people would chatter about this, but for me, the more important piece was if I'm going to come and back there a few weeks after a large portion of people have been affected by a natural disaster in a state where people have been good to me, this felt right. That was all one sentence, by the way. Raise awareness, have a little fun between the GA and FL college fans before the game, and do what I love on stage. This is all I'm saying about this. I'll be outdoors with my boys. Enjoy your Sunday. Love y'all. #Go Dogs. Text disaster 2022 20222 to support.
But it's a different world now, Luke. You got to look into these people. If that's truly what you think, you need to, because that's not the way shit works anymore, man. That doesn't fucking mean jack shit to anybody, because that's not what Ron DeSantis cares about. That's not what people who support him care about, and it's not a good look for you, which should be the main problem. But it's all because he's a fucking dirtbag.
Yeah,
who gives a fuck about what happened? Do your own shit. You have enough money to do your own thing.
Well, there's just something about having a guy who deports people further in the United States. It just really rocks my world.
To Massachusetts.
Gets my rocks off.
I
So
really like it.
that was one thing we discovered while we were like early in the morning,
The wee
Sunday.
hours.
And then we also found an entire channel dedicated to this.
Well,
no, it is an entire channel.
but this is the thing, though. We didn't discover it. I have known about this show.
Oh, you knew about it? I had discovered it for the first time.
because it doesn't matter what I've done on my TV, okay? Let's just get that out of the way. It doesn't matter if I was on Netflix. It doesn't matter if I was on Netflix or YouTube, Pornhub. I mean, Netflix. Doesn't matter what I've done on the TV before then. If I open my TV up, the first thing that comes up is the Heartland channel. Keep going. I had to get that through because I've known about this for a long time. So we didn't discover it. I've known about it. But
all right, Carson's known about it. I didn't know about it.
Okay, and I want that clear. And that
Put that on
goes
the
for all of you.
Put that on the Wikipedia page, please.
Please.
On the fan wiki.
On the Reddit.
So so I didn't know anything about this show, and come to find out, there's an entire channel dedicated to it on Samsung TVs.
about a show that we've
like
never
generic
really heard.
Samsung television.
Yeah.
They just have these channels.
I think it's Sony. I don't know.
I don't know. One of them, they have a
A
channel.
TV.
They have a TV, like, I guess,
It's like a free
service.
cable.
Yeah, it's a free
thing.
cable. Yeah, free cable.
Somehow I have it. I
Free
don't know.
cable on God.
Oh God.
So, so it's a Canadian television show about horses. It's
Right.
been going on for like 16 seasons,
Too many.
which is insane. And not only that, but the Heartland,
It's still going.
and it's still going, still releasing weekly episodes. There's a new episode coming out November 6th, which is next Sunday, by the way, for those of you that are so inclined.
Keep an eye out.
Keep an eye out for that. And I just wanted, and this is also, again, Canadian. So these are people from Canada. And I said that on purpose. But I just wanted to read some comments about their
Right.
recent tweet they tweeted out.
'Cause
It's that
it's-
time of the week again. Watch a sneak peek at Heartland Season 16, Episode 4, Spark to Flame. Coming this weekend to CBC and CBC Gem Canada. Link in bio. Hashtag I love Heartland. Hashtag Heartland in Prod. Hashtag Heartland. Hashtag Heartlanders. Hashtag Heartland on CBC. Hashtag Canada. Hashtag keep Alberta rolling. Hashtag CBC. Hashtag CBC Gem.
Many hashtags. But the thing that if people don't know this show like we
Hashtag-
didn't, it's like the weirdest, simplest show ever.
It is the most Nimrod show of all time.
It's nothing.
So easy to follow.
Right.
You could jump in at any episode and you could probably hop in on it.
And that's the thing is like I've seen flashes of different episodes, and it's like always like a horse is sick, and they're like, we got to do something about it, or like someone's in the kitchen and their kid makes a
This
mess.
one of the episodes they were giving, they were surrendering or donating a horse to the police corps.
Is that what they were doing?
But in the first episode that came on, they're
Oh,
like,
really?
And
I
you were in
don't
the
remember
bathroom. They're like, he's gonna make a really good police horse one day. It's bizarre show, but I just want to read some comments because I guess some people are really fucking fed up with it.
Ooh.
Repeated storylines over and over. Lazy writing. This
You
show
don't
has
say.
run its course.
You don't say.
Another commenter. Nope, never again. The only episode of Heartland that I watched after season 13 was the first 2 minutes of season 14, episode 1. You played Ty dirty.
Right.
Another commenter. It will never be Heartland again. No mention of Ty. He is, and Lindy, by the way, is spelled Lyndy. Lindy.
What? Who is that? A character?
A character. He is Lindy's father and Amy's husband. This is disappointing the way all storylines are being repeated. Watch McCloud's Daughters. HL used lots of their ideas. Then another commenter replied. They mentioned him and season 15, and they mentioned him in season 16, in episode 1 or 2 of season 16. Lindy even says Daddy is in heaven with Grandma. She also mentions her daddy in season 15.
So did they kill off this character?
I guess so. I'm talking about season 6. This is the original commenter. I'm talking about season 16. Lindy is the only one who referenced her daddy. They want to forget about Graham and move away from him. There will never be a live like Ty Amy. I think it's supposed to be love like Ty Amy. Doesn't matter who they bring in. The show will never be the same. Well, and this is the other comment, or first replier. Well, we haven't gotten through the entire season 16 yet. They might talk some more about him. I mean, he does have a youth center named after him, so they don't want to forget about him. Another commenter. Nah, rather watch something that has development in all areas. Why watch a show that already dead?
Well, let me. Can I?
And then someone kept commenting in
Uh-huh.
different threads. Why come to this site? Why bother commenting?
It was the mod from the Heartland Twitter channel on his burner. I gotta read this. So I found out why they killed off Ty. So they just killed off his character after this like specific season. And it says after season 14 of Heartland premiered, this is 2021. The Chronicle Journal shared an email statement from Wardle, who is the character who plays Ty, from his exit on the show. Wardle said, I felt it in my heart. It was time to move in a new direction. I now host this podcast, and there will be future episodes coming out where I
No
plan
free
to
clout.
where I plan. Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Where I plan.
Heartland, go watch that.
Please go watch it. You can find out more. Coming out where I plan to share much more about my decision and my appreciation for the 14 years I spent on Heartland. He was on the show for 14 years,
Yeah, but
and they just killed him off. That is kind of wild. Whoopsh. Isn't that kind of crazy? They just like killed him off after
Don't
he was on
worry,
the show for
they-
14 years.
People were pissed.
Well, they should understand if they think the show is so boring.
I guess in the preview clip, someone commented, "Isn't this what she said to Ty when he returned the first time?" Then someone said, "I think you're correct. I don't know why they don't get her a man that don't always leave her, don't leave with no notice, or even telling her better yet, just stay single and raise her daughter."
Hey man,
I mean, people are outraged.
woke.
Nothing there anymore. No fire emoji anymore. No thanks. The show has ended at season 13. Another commenter.
That's when Ty left.
Best show of the season.
This guy's like, I don't
it's
give
a
shit.
it's a polarizing topic. It only has one like. by
I
the way.
think my favorite thing about these comments, though, was
My
when-
favorite show. Love the episode
I think my favorite part about these tweets, though, was when you started sending me pictures of what
of the commenters.
what the tweeters looked like, and I won't show any of them, but they're quite there's quite an array of characters.
Still one of the greatest shows ever.
Amen.
Hi Amber.
Hi.
Loved episode 4 once again. The writers left me wanting more. Love Amy. Amber Rose does such a good job. Amber Dose, such a good job.
This is like the Nextdoor app, but just for a show.
No, thank you. Change the name. It's not Heartland. Why isn't it Heartland? Agree. This is that same person.
Why isn't it?
Agree. If these people don't like the show, why do they come to this site?
Right. There's the burner.
It clear this is a Heartland site.
That's the burner
It
again.
it that clear.
It clear.
Yeah. So
We're
man.
big Heartland heads.
Oh, here's another big Heartland head. This show has definitely become weaker together because A, you have several backstabbing people from Michelle Morgan to Chris Potter. B, you guys only care about the money. C, you guys don't give a crap about your fans. But there's so many fans that wear rose-tinted glasses. People are pissed.
That gave me goosebumps.
Sorry, this was another one I read. the
Oh
other
yeah,
night.
of course.
Heartland in 1. My friend Mr. Pizzola at Rob Pizzola can confirm. Regards from Italy. Italian flag.
Wait, what? Can you read that for me again? I'm lost on that.
Francesco Greccio tweeted Heartland in 1. My friend Mr. Pizzola at Rob Pizzola can confirm, and he is a Toronto.
Oh wow,
he's-
Rob Pizzola.
Yeah, he's a Toronto man.
Heartland and one.
Regards from it. I don't know. Regards from Italy. Italian emoji.
There must be some slang I don't know about. There must be some Italiophobia
Oh.
I don't know about.
Can I ask?
Of course.
Can I ask how you link to bio?
Somebody said that in the.
Yep. Mhm.
All right. They're just
Oh,
trying to
here's
figure it
another. Watch 16:4 today. Ty is no more.
out. He's dead.
Executive producers, writers, directors, and cast directors are making sure Amy has another mate. Not sure how they end up writing Finn out. Jack's acting was awesome. Katie was good. Hate to say it. Even Tim was good. I think Youth Center is done.
Youth Center. Wow, this show gets deep.
Look, it's
When you-
Heartland.
When you're on for 14 years, 16
so
years
it's a,
now,
look, it's
whatever.
Heartland. 2 crying laughing emojis. Oh wait, no, it's just a boring show trying to keep up. You guy needs to wake up and see the truth. The show is no good anymore.
This really is the next. These are all the people from the Nextdoor app in Canada. Talking
Been
about
watching Heartland for years. Best show on TV. Love this show.
Been on for 15 years.
Yeah.
now. God bless it.
I'm
It's never
so
gonna end.
waiting to get 15 and 16. I'm watching all over again.
Wow. Heartland beat the numbers of Stranger Things. Yep, that seems about right. That seems like you're gonna rewatch those seasons. Oh wow, I do like that a lot. That was on an iPad, and you know it. Ugh,
Wait, what's that read?
God bless Heartland. Let's move. I think that's enough Heartland talk for today. We'll come back next week when the new episode comes out. Oh wow! No way. She might have just forgot to update her bio. I hope. I really hope that was an accident.
I hope so.
Oh, Jesus. Maybe she's just talking about her favorite number, Gavin.
Yeah, Matthew 6:33. That's what it is.
Oh, I did see that too. So maybe she just started typing that and then deleted it, but forgot to delete the 33 part. Or she's trying to do something else. So I really want to. God, there's just so much.
There's a lot.
dude.
Let's just go through it.
Let's do. I gotta issue an apology. Can I issue an apology real quick? Because that's kind of a longer thing, and it's really hot on my mind. It is the whole clip.
Yeah, I couldn't cut it.
Oh. Bastard. So, as I said here, Adam
Conacher.
Conacher. So, Adam Conover,
Hold on, I have to get a Dr. Pepper.
he has to. I'll set this up a little bit. So, a couple weeks ago, so this is my apology. What's that? I do. That's not what I was going to. I was going to bring that up in a second. A couple weeks ago. No, I'm okay. Thank you though. A couple weeks ago, we brought up that the Patagonia founder Ivan Schweinard, Yakov Smirnov, I can call him that now because he's a piece of shit.
Oh, okay.
Kinda. Well, probably. I can't confirm.
Let me
or
just put it this
deny.
way: any billionaire got there because they exploited one or more
Ding, ding, ding,
people
ding, ding,
to
ding,
get
ding,
to that
ding, ding, ding,
position.
ding, ding. You hit it right on the money, Gavin. So I brought it up, and I was kind of sort of gushing about him a little bit. I was like, I've heard this guy's good. I follow this guy who talks about how he's this rock climber guy. Oh, you should be getting out of the 2-liter. I have a 2-liter of Dr. Pepper.
Oh yeah,
I
shit, you're right.
forgot about it too.
Is it warm?
No, it's in the fridge.
Oh okay.
It's not flat either. I
Yeah,
promise.
well, honestly, I probably could have.
Down
I
that.
would have finished that whole thing if
Right.
it was sitting over here.
So gushing about him, talking about how cool he was, and then it was even cooler that he was gonna donate all of his money once he died. Whoa, that's so cool! Like, doesn't give a fuck about anything, just giving all of his money away. That's awesome, right? That seems really cool, and we were excited about it. We talked about how cool it was, because you're like, this is a cool move by a cool guy in a cool company.
Yeah, dig it.
Well, god damn it. So a couple weeks ago, yes, I worked for officer, whatever. We had on.
Don't sound so excited.
Oh, sorry. I just hate it. No, I love it. We had on Adam Conover, who I don't know a ton about, but he's like a comedian. He has his show, Adam Runs
watched
Everything.
All of his YouTube stuff.
Oh, really? You
during
like
quarantine.
him?
Yeah, I love
Oh, you should have
Adam.
told me that. I didn't
Yeah,
even know. I could have
I
gotten
love
his
Adam.
autograph. Oh, wait.
I love Adam.
That's cool. I actually didn't know
yeah,
that.
he
I
does
like him a
Adam
lot
Ruins
now.
Everything.
Yeah.
And like that was one thing I watched the hell out of during quarantine. It was him
Right.
and Sam O'Nella because it was just
Ooh, I
a whole
don't
bunch
know
of
what that is. Salmonella?
Sam O'Nella.
Okay.
I don't know. It was a big comeback on TikTok, but he wasn't on TikTok. It was just everybody was like, Sam O'Nella posted again because it had been like 4 years since he posted, and everybody watched all of his videos during quarantine. So they're like, look, he's posting again because he hadn't posted since quarantine.
So 4
Basically
years
all-
after quarantine was over, he posted.
yeah. Basically a whole bunch of fun fact stuff, and it's really cool. And yeah, so Adam Conover does Adam Ruins Everything. So
Yeah, and it's a little bit more political and stuff like that. And he's
Yeah.
been kind of doing this stuff for a while. I didn't really know about him, full disclosure. I didn't know about him before we had him on Office Hours.
he's a TikTok too.
yeah,
he's great.
pretty popular.
Yeah,
But he's very funny, and he has really great takes, of course,
Yeah.
obviously.
knowledgeable.
And before he came on the show, or when he was on the show, I think, I don't know if it was on the show or before or something, Tim made a joke because Vic was wearing a Patagonia jacket and was like, oh, Adam, you see what Vic's wearing or something like that, yada, yada. And I was like, oh, what does that mean? And I looked it up, and it was like Adam had posted this video on his YouTube about like why the Patagonia founder's donation is like, let me read what the title was because that actually probably would. He said, why there's no such thing as a good billionaire was the title of the video. And it was talking about Yakov Smirnov gifting all of his fortune away, his like billions of dollars or maybe close to it, to charity once he passed away. And turns out, I'm going to hit on the bullet points. Go watch that video if you haven't, though. Camera just filled up. I'll get it. Or actually, yeah, if you can grab it. It turns out that, so there's a lot of layers to it. So first off, the charities that he is donating them to are all charities owned by him or the Patagonia family, which already in itself is a little suspicious, right? One of the
Tax write-off as a business. business investment.
We'll get to something like that in a second. So 98% of that money will over time go to a charity he and his family owns that is a political charity that donates like campaign money and funding and ad funding to politicians who are supposed to like fight for things or whatever, fight for things to go into law that have to do with climate change and stuff like that. Which sounds in itself like a good thing, but it's still money going to a political fund, which
Right.
is not a good
That's
thing.
not a good idea anywhere.
No, not at all. It doesn't
Anywhere down
matter
the
who
line.
it's for or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
it's not going to
Money
be
in politics.
right. It's already a bad thing. So
Money in politics.
that in itself is not great, obviously, because it's like what, and because that's like so like tucked under, so many deep layers of like news headlines saying how great this guy is that it's like you find out that it's this charity he owns that's all for like political climate change stuff, but deep down it's literally just for like ad funding
Yeah,
and
and
stuff
they're-
for
and
these
they're-
politicians.
And they're also like, some people would probably also defend him and be like, oh, you guys are just trying to tear down a billionaire. He worked hard for
Right.
that money.
Right. And because that's the thing is, well, let me get to that in a second. Sorry, I'm jumping ahead. And then the other 2% went to another, like, I think of the charity, it's called like the Patagonia Family or Patagonia. I think it's called the Patagonia Foundation or something like that. And it's literally like a group of shareholders that will like, they'll
Decide where
use
the money's
that.
gonna go.
Yeah, we'll decide or something or like use it for the company. I think that one's literally like it's just putting money back into the company is all that he did with that.
Mhm.
And so he does all of this in a roundabout way because people are like, well, why didn't he just pay, if he didn't want some, because the whole point of it is that he wanted to give his money away so it doesn't go to some other billionaire to buy his company out when he passes or whatever is like kind of the thing that people are thinking it was, or maybe he even said that. So people are, were thinking that, but he could have just done that and given it to his family members, given a certain amount to his family members. But the problem with that is that the amount of gift tax he would be taxed with would be over $1 billion in gift tax of doing that. Now, with doing it this roundabout way, that looks like a big charitable donation, but really goes back into like political stuff, but then also mostly goes back into his own company and goes to his family because those are those
Most
shareholders.
billionaires do have that. Like Bill Gates has that. I think I recently saw something with another billionaire giving to the Bill and Melinda Gates. Is it Melinda?
Yeah.
Melinda. I don't know. Gates Foundation, which is a whole nother billionaire.
Right.
Literally giving. Just being like, okay, here's I'm donating my money to another billionaire.
Right, but this is like if Bill and Melinda Gates said they were going to donate all their money and it
Yeah,
went back
back
into
to
their
them.
own foundation.
Yeah.
And then like I said,
Which
a
it
part
might.
of this, right,
Which
right.
it could still very well do that.
Which, like I said, a part of this percentage goes into that like shareholders charity. And again, watch Adam's video where he explains all this in way better detail than I will. But then, so if he would have given it to his family members, would have been $1 billion in gift tax. Now, doing this roundabout way, he doesn't have to pay all that gift tax. It's like significantly way less than doing that.
and he looks good while doing
And
it.
he looks good while doing it. And it's just this like huge PR thing where like, they've been setting it up for years that it's like he was a mountain climber and he did this and like he saves his money and drives an old car or whatever. But it's like, it's all just PR bullshit. And when you look at it, it's like, oh, this is just a heaping hunk of garbage.
Yeah. And most
So that's my apology. I'm sorry for saying that. I didn't.
Most-
I read the headline. I read the article.
yeah, didn't really get into it.
Didn't get into it.
Most billionaires do something similar to that. I would
Right.
say there's not one good billionaire in the world. I'm sorry,
Oh.
but I'm
Yeah.
not too sorry about it. But it's like there's just not one good billionaire in the world.
And that's kind of what Adam like ties that into, because like really most of the video is not about the Patagonia founder, but then
Yeah.
he ties it into like he brings up the Walmart people and stuff like
Right.
that, and with Sam Walton and all that, and it's like Sam Walton's kind of like the same story. It's like he came from nothing and he had nothing and drove his old truck around and yada yada, and it's like that's all just PR
yeah.
that he paid somebody to make up. So I wanted to finally. I wanted to put that to bed because it's been bugging me for so long.
Yeah, I know. I know it was.
And I'm
it was something
sorry.
You were very sorry
I'm
about.
very sorry, and I have to apologize, and I'm sorry. So, moving on. Moving on from that. Jesus, you wanna?
So Elon Musk bought Twitter.
Yes.
officially and fired basically all their staff,
Right.
fired all the CEOs, all the board members. Told not only that, but he also told programmers for Twitter that they have 1 week to launch something, and then if they don't do it, they're gonna get fired.
Which is
And they
what he
were gonna
does
get
with
fired
Tesla.
anyway. Most of the Twitter employees that he fired were due for like stock like payment or like a stock refund, or they were going to get paid for working, but in stock. But he fired all of them before they could do that, and also filed for like closure of the Twitter stock, with the FCC. So
Good.
it's not going to be a publicly traded company anymore.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, because now
What's the advantage of doing that?
It doesn't have he doesn't have to care what he says on Twitter, like, because it's his now. He doesn't have to
Free
care.
speech.
Yeah, and it's his, and it would also be like very like, because he owns it in stock, so it'd be very like counterintuitive. And especially because he's been known to like artificially do things. Like he tweeted something
his
about
stocks.
with his stocks,
Mhm.
yeah, or he would say, "Oh, I plan on doing this with Tesla," and like not doing an official statement or anything like that, and they got in trouble for it. So, stuff like that, and it's a huge. Elon Musk is a big piece of shit already, but on top
Right.
of that is just ruining people's lives left and right on Twitter. Twitter has seen a 500% or probably even more by now use of the N-word on Twitter
Mhm.
without getting banned. And it's funny because he also is having these horrible ideas, talking about how he's gonna use verification, he's gonna charge for verification, one,
Right.
and then anybody who buys Twitter Blue will get a verification check mark. And it's like, well, then if everybody has, and like it's funny because he was talking about like the dumb tweet. I fucking hate Elon Musk. He thinks he's funny too, and it makes it so worse.
And he said you would get like a bunch of other like bonuses.
Yeah,
with
and like
paying for
talked
this
about how he
monthly.
hated that it was all. Yeah, he said Twitter now his Twitter picture is this, which is I guess
Okay.
the baby picture of him,
Great.
and he says, and his Twitter bio says Twitter complaint hotline operator, and his location is set to hell. And basically saying that it's going to cost $8, and he says, "Oh yeah,
A month.
yeah, a month." Twitter's current lords and peasants system for who has or who doesn't have a blue check mark is bullshit. Power to the people, blue for $8 a month.
Wow. I can't wait. And it's like who I just don't know anybody that cares. And also it's like the thing is that all the shit he's gonna say and is saying as far as ideas for Twitter goes, it's all just pipe dream bullshit. None of it is going to happen.
The thing
It
is that it's
won't.
going to happen, but nobody's going to fucking do it. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, even if you get, and it's funny because they were like, even if you got all the blue check marks now to pay $20 a month, that would only be $7 million a year.
What's the
That's
advantage
nothing.
to him?
That's literally nothing.
Right.
Like, because you paid like almost 1,000, more than 1,000 times the amount of $7 million
right. Right.
for Twitter
right.
as a whole. What benefit would charging $20 a month for every verified
Right.
person who got it for free for being a genuine person and technically earning it because they're in this public spotlight? Technically,
Mhm.
they earned it by doing
But wait,
that.
it's 7 million. Wait, how do you figure that number? Because I feel like it'd be way more than 7 million, right?
Well, it was just like if it was like, because there's only a certain amount of blue check marks. So
Oh,
it's
you're
like
saying
if
everybody who has one.
yeah,
right
everybody
now.
who has one right now
Oh, okay.
were to buy it for 20 or was forced to pay
$8 a
$20 a month. $20 a month, it would be $7.
$20. I thought it was $8 a month.
For the already verified users, he was initially proposing a $20.
Oh, I didn't know that.
$20. Yeah, it was horrible, just bad ideas all around.
Right.
He's just not a good idea maker.
No.
It's crazy
Not
because
anymore.
well, yeah, it's crazy because everybody's like, "Oh, the Hyperloop's gonna be the next big thing." And I'll be honest, I was kind of excited for it, but then I realized that it's a fucking train. It's just a train. It's a
Right.
train. That's all it is.
But like, where is it?
exactly. It's a train.
That's what I'm saying though. That's why I really truly think he's gonna say a bunch of shit. My thing is with him and everything that he's
Even
done
him
is like
just tweeting out a picture of Twitter with like a Doge dog, Shiba Inu,
Mhm.
wearing a Twitter shirt and a Halloween pumpkin with Twitter carved out of it. Raised the Doge
coin. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
Dogecoin up to like 20 cents,
Right.
which it was sitting at 7 cents for a long time.
Of course.
So
But the thing with Elon that I was gonna get to is that like, he comes up he has something and cares about it with his whole heart and says all these crazy ideas he has for it for like a month, and then there's just like not shit about it for a while, and then he goes to another thing, or he goes back to something else he cared about. Like he just jumps around and gives all these crazy ideas, but then like doesn't do anything with them. And I think Twitter's going to be the same thing. I would not be
He's gonna throw money
surprised.
at it every once in a while.
I wouldn't be surprised if he sells it. Like I think it was a dumb investment. It was too much money.
No, now
Obviously he
can't-
didn't want to do it,
Now he can't back down. You know what I mean?
but he can sell it.
He could sell it, but that would be considered backing down. So he's gonna double down. On a
Well,
lot
right,
of
he's
stuff.
not going to do it yet.
Yeah,
You
he's
give it
gonna
a year,
double
and
down.
he'll give it a year or a couple
He's
months,
gonna
and he
try
will
and
sell it
pump
again.
up the price.
Yeah, or
for
he'll
it.
sell it and be like, "Oh, I got bored. I just wanted to sell it. I
Yeah.
didn't need it."
Yeah,
Like he'll give some shit
was a-
idea, and it's like, no,
yeah,
you just
it was
didn't
a
care.
playground for him.
Right? You obviously didn't want to buy it because you backed out because you're like, "Oh shit, wait a minute."
Yeah, that's a
And
lot
then-
of money.
Right, and then now you had to reluctantly buy it or go through a whole lawsuit where you would spend even more money, and then you're like, fine, whatever, I'll buy it as like a pity thing, and now you're like acting like you give a shit about it again. But he won't. He's not gonna care. None of this shit's gonna happen. Like I will give maybe one thing that he says will happen, and that will be it.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
I just think it's nothing. I think nothing's gonna happen. I don't know. Some people are leaving Twitter. God bless them. Some people are using this opportunity to make it really funny, which I want to get to in a second. But yeah, I just think nothing's gonna happen. Long story short.
Yeah, and I think that if something were to happen, it's gonna be a really bad idea, and it's not going to backfire because he's gonna make sure it doesn't.
Right.
And you have all the Elon Musk Twitter fanboys that are just like, yes, of course, Mister, yes,
Right.
Mister, Mister,
Right.
it's just,
You
yeah.
fall with my mouth.
Yeah. Mr. Musk, that was such a great idea.
Oh, this is oh,
Salty.
It's
Jesus,
great.
man, he's not going to pay for your Twitter Blue.
Please, I bought a Tesla.
Yeah, but basically the first day that he bought it, everybody was asking him when their like
Cybertruck.
no, when their account was gonna get unbanned on their second accounts, and like
Oh,
he
yeah.
got really tired of that, and he made a tweet that was like, it was like, he's like, there's not even a board for this yet. We're gonna figure it out in a month. Like he's like, we're gonna put together a team. We're gonna have a moderation team to go through every account appeal.
I'm
And
sure there already is a team that
yeah,
did that.
but
or
he
does
probably
that.
fucking fired him.
Probably.
Yeah,
But he's funny. He made a flamethrower, Gavin.
he made a.
What about the Cybertruck? Do you see all the
Or-
Cybertrucks on the street?
or the burning hair perfume?
What is that?
I don't know. He made a burnt hair perfume.
He did?
Yes.
Wow, I
The
don't remember that.
the Tesla surfboard. You remember that?
No. No. Yeah, his boring company, wasn't that the one that made
Yeah.
the flamethrower?
Yep.
Where's that? What's going on with SpaceX? Got too much going on, buddy. Stick to one thing. Stick to your cars.
I think
They
there
were
was that
doing
one
them
interview
okay
a few years
for a
ago where
while.
he basically said that he like sleeps in his office and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like,
He says he doesn't own a house. He says,
and I
don't-
think he
don't
also
need
said he
things.
microdoses, and that was like where big microdosing like
started.
started.
Mm-hmm.
Was that interview was basically saying that he microdoses like meth or something like that.
No, I don't know. Maybe he did say that. I don't know.
It was-
I'm not
he
going to deny
microdosed some-
anything
yeah,
he might have said.
he probably says he microdosed something while he was, and so he'd go
Right.
on like 6-day work weeks and like for,
Right.
18 hours a day or something like that. It's like nobody's asking you to do all that, dude.
No, he also forgot his kid's name. But keep
Yeah.
following what those celebrities are telling you, especially Kanye West. Just kidding, obviously. But I wanted to tie that in. So I brought up that people are using it as a negative thing, but also people are using it in a positive way. Now, something was trending today. I don't know if you saw it,
I did.
but hashtag Trump is dead was trending. And I don't know this for sure, but I'm pretty 100% sure of why it was trending, and that is because of my boss, Tim Heidecker. He tweeted out something about how, because he was just like, he's like, I'm going to just start tweeting out weird shit to like try and get some blocks or try and get banned or whatever. Like he was just making a joke about it. So he tweeted earlier today, he said, oh wait, hold on. Start it back a little further. He tweeted out, shit, where does it start? Damn it, where does it start? Oh, maybe it deleted or something. I don't know. He tweeted out something about how Trump died.
he tweeted out a lot. He tweeted out a ton.
Yeah, he tweet. Okay, so maybe this was the first tweet.
It says, "Ah, shit."
Oh, he like tweet replied to something about how like it was a clip of Trump on like talking about something, and Tim was just like, he sounds bad. I think he might be dead. Why is nobody talking about how he died?
He said, Trump, I'm sad to say it sounds like
Yeah.
he's dying here. I think, in fact, that maybe he is and could possibly have a very grave disease of which he is dying from. We don't know, but it's not good.
So, and then he tweets, and this is the one that went viral. He said, "Here is what we know. Number 1, Trump is dead. In quotations, died badly. Number 2, at Elon Musk has suppressed this news. In quotations, or has he? Number 3, Donald Trump Jr. is now just plain Donald Trump. Please like and share." And then he replied to that and said, "Many are using hashtag Trump is dead to spread the word." And then it started trending that Trump is dead. And now him and both Vic are just like, especially Vic, Vic just like pulls so much stuff out. That's so funny. So
Someone commented, I just heard from a friend that he died in that original tweet. And then
Right.
he said, look, folks, there are one of two things that could be happening. Trump is dead and they're covering up, or he is badly dying at the moment. Which do you believe?
right. And then Vic is just like, let me find. Vic said, Vic had a really funny thing about it. The first thing he tweeted about it, he said, so he replied, he quote tweeted what Tim said and said, and then Vic said, "I was just reading through all the tributes that have come in so far on @Truth Social Media," which doesn't have a Twitter account. And he said, "To all the haters, if you have nothing nice to say about Mr. Trump, who drowned in a porta-john on the 3rd hole of Mar-a-Lago, say nothing. Hashtag Trump is dead. Hashtag rest in peace. Hashtag Elon Musk." So they're using it in a way to like talk about how Trump died, even though he obviously didn't. And I think it's great. I love it. I was busy today, so I didn't really see it until
This post was
like an hour
fact checked
ago.
by real American patriots.
Wow. So it's been great. It's been fun seeing them do that because like Tim obviously can start a rumor about anything and does it in the funniest way. But the fact that him saying that Trump died has gone viral is great. And so there's just a bunch of people tweeting about how like they're sad that Trump died and people are believing it. And they're like making fake news articles that say it and stuff. And yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun to see it. So it's not all bad. People are coming together again, like they were back in 2016 when he was running for office. You know what I mean?
Just like the good old days.
I mean, kind
Whenever
of.
Trump wasn't going to win.
When bad things are going on, what do? We either get upset about it or we come together and we make the best of it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
this
really,
is
that's where
horrible.
That's where Vic's videos were born out of. They were born out of like a shitty place of a shitty person that's also at the same time really funny. And Vic just found a way to amplify that and show how shitty of a person they are.
And speaking of shitty people,
And speaking of,
Kyrie anti-Semitic. He made it a okay, so here's the thing. Kyrie doesn't think here's the thing. He doesn't think that he made an anti-Semitic statement. He didn't think he was promoting anything anti-Semitic, even though he promoted a book and a movie about that have anti-Semitic quotes in them. And he thinks that reporters are misconstruing it. And basically, he thinks he just posted it and was able to walk away scot-free. I was just posting it. I was just posting my thoughts. That's like literally what he said in an
it's a
interview.
Trump thing.
Yeah, it's like I was just posting my thoughts on my story. He's like, I can't do that nowadays.
Can I ask a question? Did this happen a couple days ago when
Yeah.
you posted about this?
Mhm.
Why are people just not talking about it today though?
Just discourse.
Because
It's
like NBA
the-
posted something today, other people posted something today about it, but
Yeah,
they didn't
it's
post
just
about it a
work
couple
week.
days ago.
It's it's the beginning of the work week.
Weird. Because it was like 4 days ago, I think.
Yeah, it was a while ago, and like
Sorry, I
he
didn't mean
played
to
it. He
interrupt,
played
I
a couple
just-
games,
yeah.
and like he got pestered about it by a couple, at least one
Mhm.
journalist, and you know, there's a lot of people that don't think Kyrie said anything wrong, and that he's right up there with Kanye West in terms of like sticking it to the media and stuff
Right.
like that. But again, like I said, Kyrie thinks that he doesn't post. He wasn't promoting anything by posting to his story. He was just simply posting to his story.
Mhm.
He does not acknowledge the platform he has. He does not acknowledge what effect that could have. He does not acknowledge, he just doesn't care. And I think that basically he wanted to say that during the interview and did not. It was a post-game interview. So he was probably just and he was looking for more basketball related questions anyway during the obviously it was after a basketball game, but the thing is that the Nets owner came out and said something about the owner tweeted out something, said that saying that he doesn't condone what Kyrie posted and that it was wrong of him to do that basically.
So he tweeted and put on his story. Kyrie did.
No, it was just Kyrie. I don't think Kyrie tweeted anything.
I heard that he tweeted it out. I heard that he literally just tweeted out a link to the movie and that was it.
Oh yeah, then that's what he did.
Okay. I didn't know if there was something else more to it I didn't hear about.
Someone called him something like Martin Luther Irving or something like that.
Why? Just
because he thinks he's that.
Well, yeah, he also posted something like today or yesterday about again anti-vax shit. Once again.
Yeah. The New York State Supreme Court reinstates all fired unvaccinated employees but orders back pay and says the state violated rights, acted arbitrary and capricious.
And what did Kyrie say?
I don't know how to pronounce that word, so someone's going to whatever. He said truth coming to light.
Right.
He's so weird.
It really is just Donald Trump shit.
Yeah. Whatever. He's going to do his shit. But Charles Barkley and Shaq said something about it today. Basically saying that we don't need to listen to him, and it's like,
right.
The thing is that he doesn't care. In all honesty, Kyrie doesn't give a fuck.
Right.
And it's obviously just to start some controversy. If there's anything, is that the NBA, and there was a tweet that I saw about this a while ago. It was like the NBA is like Real Housewives for dudes.
Right, yeah.
And ever since then, I can't stop thinking about it. I can't stop thinking about it because it has literal storylines.
Right.
Literal storyline. It's insane. But yeah. And so we also wanted to talk about how possibly the Celtics' old coach, who has been known to have sexual relations with owners' wives. That's who it was.
Oh, really?
And staff members. But it was
more than one.
Oh yeah, it was multiple. It happened a lot. To a part-time owner, a partial owner of the Celtics. He took his wife out for dates and did stuff with his wife. Owner found out about that and was not very happy about it.
Understand.
He did it to I think a trainer, and he did it to I think 2 owners' wives. Listen, this man's crazy.
Yeah.
And allegedly, just because fake news right now is running rampant, it could still be fake news, but allegedly, Adrian Wojnarowski, one of the more reliable people, and Shams Charania, I think that's how you pronounce his last name, tweeted out that Ime Udoka could be going to the Nets, and I think that would be the most poetic thing I've ever seen. And then today, one of the owners, Sean Marks, one of the owners, said that he has not thought about who is going to be the next coach because Steve Nash was fired today. That was also another reason.
Fired from the Nets?
Yeah, he was fired. That's why they're looking for another coach.
Because he's bad?
Because he was a bad coach.
Right.
I
mean, ESPN is reporting that.
Yeah, ESPN was reporting
it.
Everybody's been reporting it. But on top of that, then Ballsack Sports tries to get in on it and says that Josh Primo, who was a Spurs 12th overall pick last year, which is crazy. Last year, he is literally 19 years old. Usually, the Spurs, of all teams, too, would not give up on a young prospect like this all of a sudden. Very quickly, they just waived him. They didn't send him down to the G League. They didn't put him on paid family leave. They didn't put him on anything. They just straight up waived him. Okay. They were just you're cut from the team. Don't come back. And went unclaimed on waivers for his price. So now he's a free agent and can be signed by whoever.
So this is all real.
This is real. This is real. Josh Primo.
I thought you said the Ballsack Sports thing.
No, but Ballsack Sports, that was real. But Ballsack Sports is trying to get in it, saying that guy who exposed Josh Primo exposed himself to multiple Spurs employees or in Minnesota or Minnesota employees while in his hotel room came out and basically told the organization that he just exposed himself to us after a game, and Spurs just released him after that. And Ballsack Sports was reporting that he was getting signed by the Nets.
Wait, so that actually did happen?
No, Ballsack Sports. No, Josh Primo.
Confused now.
Josh Primo.
Did he actually?
He actually did that.
He actually
did expose himself.
Okay.
He got cut from the Spurs.
Okay.
Ballsack Sports is trying to get into it, saying that he was signed to the Nets. I'm sorry, I explained that incorrectly.
Okay.
But I explained that totally wrong.
That was a
That was
roller
my
coaster
fault.
of emotions
But
for me.
Yes, he is not getting signed by anybody. He's going to probably be backballed from the league for the rest of his
Because he
time. Because
actually
he
did that.
actually exposed himself to multiple
Wow.
employees over a course of time.
I did not know
Yeah,
that.
it is. It is a 19-year-old and like just completely blackballed from the league. And now people are calling for
Literally.
Miles Leonard to be reinstated to the league because of his anti-Semitic comments that got him blackballed from the league. Because he said he called someone a K slur
Oh, he did.
on Call of Duty for after they sniped him.
Right. Yeah.
And he got fined $50,000 and had to go through like cultural sensitivity training and has been blackballed from the league.
And we talked about that on
And we
the
talked
show
about
when
it.
that
And
happened.
now people are saying that he should be reinstated because Kyrie is essentially saying the same things. Is he actually? You can read into it however deep you
Yeah.
want, but
Not my place.
yeah,
I thought it was in. I don't even know what movie they were talking about that he tweeted out.
no, me neither.
Not that that matters at all. Not that that literally matters at all. But yeah, I was just like, interesting and crazy that happened. But of course, that seems like such a Fox News angle to be like, well, you should put this guy back in because double
who's to say?
standard.
Who's to say?
It's a double standard, Gavin.
Yeah.
So just saying, so stupid. But yeah, man, the Nets are going to be strong. They're going to get an exposer and a womanizer.
Yep.
How about that?
Yeah.
Let's do next door drama and get out of here because we're running much longer than anticipated.
That's good.
Oh yeah, it's great. I know. I just know you want to get out of here, and I also kind of need to as well. I gotta go. This week, next door drama, is a segment we do. You've probably seen the show. You probably know what it is. If you know what the next door app is, we script it out. We take a topic, we script it out. We take an entry, we script it out. We set it to some music, and we do it as a dramatic reading. This week, the title of this story is called "A Few Busted Windows," and Gavin will be playing the main character of Melody, and I will be playing Gary. So without further ado, I'm going to hit the theme song, and we're going to get right into it, Gavin. That sound good to you, Bish?
Yeah, sure.
Dish Burr. There we go. This is the song. This week on Next Door Drama.
Hi, everyone. I need your opinion or suggestions. I live at Sunnydale Mobile Home Park. I am 63. My oldest son and middle son and 7-year-old granddaughter stay with me temporarily. A young man, 38 to 40, lives in apartments behind me on campus. He jumps the fence that separates us to walk his husky or cut through to get somewhere. Anyway, my daughter seen his big dog. My granddaughter seen his big dog and wanted to pet him. Her dad, my son, was out there with her. He started talking to dog owner and they became friends. Then he befriended my other son. Long story kind of made short. LOL. They had a falling out. And shortly after, we had a rock thrown through our front window. Didn't see who did it. Let it go. Got new window. A week later, another rock through window. This time, a neighbor seen who did it and described him to us. So we got security camera. We replaced window again. A few days went by and another rock through window. This time he was caught. We called police. They went to his apartment, but he wouldn't answer door. So it was filed and nothing happened. A few more days go by. My son drives his company work truck home to grab his lunch, and the man has the guts to bust his truck window out broad daylight. We called police again, but nothing done. Company also pressed charges on him. Then another window, and now again his truck. I've gone over to talk to his mom, who he lives with, and she won't answer the door either. I'm getting too frustrated, and I'm about to start busting windows myself.
Please don't sink to his level. Keep the keep on the police about this. Take him to small claims court with your video and any repair bills, dates and times.
Attorney costs money. But then again, these windows aren't cheap already. Spent over 200 replacing Windows company truck was over 600 twice.
I am so very sorry this is happening. All good suggestions, and yes, keep staying in contact with the police. I would no longer try to contact him. I would no longer try and contact him. He is unstable and has issues. Please be safe. You and your family are in my prayers. God bless.
Thanks, everyone. I will keep you updated.
I am so sorry and praying now. God bless. I am so sorry and praying now.
Basically,
How true do you think that story is?
there's definitely one side of the story that's not being told here. I don't
Seems
know
like a
how
lot of
old.
windows.
I don't know how old this guy is, and also how many windows did this guy
no,
break?
No, Gavin. A young man,
Oh,
38 to 40, lives with his mom and hops the fence every day to walk his big dog. And he's throwing rocks through 7 windows at this point.
He's had it out for this family.
I guess so. I'd love to meet this family and find out how true this really is, because God,
Maybe
that
they just
seems
have
like
bad
a lot
luck
of
with
fake.
like rocks.
Yeah,
What if rocks were actually flying?
But it seems like too quick after each time that they're managing to get the window replaced every time.
Maybe
you know what
their
I mean?
sense of time is fucked up. That they're like, yeah, this just happened, and it was like 4 months ago.
It's
They're
either
like,
that.
I swear to God, this
Right.
happened just a couple weeks ago.
It's either that or like it hasn't actually happened. It happened like once.
She said a price. She named a price.
Name your price.
She named a price.
The price is probably correct too, but I mean, it's just like spent over 200 replacing windows. I don't know, 600 twice. You spent $600 to replace a company truck window twice, and you live. And no offense, you live in a mobile home. That's fine.
Maybe
But-
that's a convenience, is that they now have money to spend like that.
I
I can argue that.
You can argue that. They can argue that.
I bet they do. They probably would. They're like, I'd spend as much money as it takes to fix those windows. What, you want me to have a broken window?
I have the money.
Yeah.
That was fun. I had to play on those.
Thank
few.
you. Thank you.
Thank me.
That was great.
Oh, Gavin. Anything else you really want to talk about?
We literally went through all the doc today.
Did we really?
Yeah.
We didn't talk about Pelosi, but
Yeah.
old news. And it might get to a. I mean, it's horrible what happened.
Yeah, it's
obviously.
horrible, but
and especially with the way Fox News is like.
I was
going
gonna
to
say they're putting a huge spin on it. Crazy.
certainly
Huge
are.
spin being that Nancy Pelosi's husband is actually gay, and that it was a male
Right.
prostitute.
right.
Even though there's footage and records of how much the guy who attacked him hates Pelosi.
And then to tie that into Elon Musk literally tweeted out a link
link
to an article with that information. He said, well, you might not know everything. And then he deleted it and acted like nothing happened.
Yeah.
That's the most insane thing I've seen recently.
I
is
saw-
that
yeah.
Somebody almost died, and you're trying to be like, well, but...
He could have been gay. It could have been a gay prostitute.
Yeah,
And
but
then
what if he was
people-
gay? Maybe he should have died.
And then people were also there was someone that was like, I used to be a police chief in St. Louis, and I noticed that the windows are broken from the inside. Usually you don't see that kind of thing unless it's a prostitute thing.
oh, right.
Yeah,
right,
it's like
right,
that's
right,
the only
right.
time I ever see the windows broken
Me
from the
too.
inside.
Yeah, but why did the prostitute break the window? Maybe there was. Anyways,
What
Yeah,
you listening
we
to
don't
this
have
week,
talk
Kai?
about that.
Well,
Well, I'm finally fucking. I'm always like kind of relieved to be done with talking about Halloween music. I love talking about it, but and same with Christmas music, which I will do again this year, starting in December. But there's been so much good stuff coming out about that I'm just excited to talk about. And this one did come out.
You sound that sounded very sarcastic.
What?
So, like, there's a lot of
There's
stuff.
a lot
I'm
of
really,
good stuff coming out.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff coming out. Like Taylor Swift occupying the entire Billboard top 10.
And Muse with Halloween Times.
Yeah, but I mean, Taylor Swift is genuinely
I saw that.
occupying all top 10 spots of
You
Billboard
know,
top 100.
I used to always say, if there's anybody I want to occupy the Billboard Top 100,
It's
it's
Wall
a
Street.
white woman. Same thing. This one came out very recently, and I'm so fucking excited about it. It's Show Me the Body's new album that came out on last Friday, called Trouble the Water. And the first time listening through, I think I was like, okay, there's
Who
some
was it?
Show Me the Body.
Sh-
And I was like,
Show.
when I first heard it, I can write
What's
all
the
this
name-
down later.
What's the name of
I'll
that?
just write it
what's
down.
The name of
I'll
that
write it.
album?
I'll
One more
write it
time,
down
just
later.
for me.
I'll
No,
just write Trouble the Water. I'll
Oh,
write it
Trouble
down
the Water,
later.
okay.
So, when it first came out and I listened to it through, I was like, okay, there's some bangers on here. It's good. Didn't really think too much about it, and then like would go back and replay the songs I really liked, and then just kept playing, and then it would just like cycle through the other songs, and then I realized that this is just like such a good album. Just like the full album is so good. Like it's just like one of the best like hardcore quote unquote albums to release ever. Like or at
Really?
least this year. Or maybe ever, really. I mean it's just like
Is it like
It's
not
just
actually
so
hardcore?
good.
Like, is it like
it's just like
lighter?
it's
Lighter hardcore, darker hardcore? What are we talking here?
it's just different.
I'll
Like
have
it's
to
kind of
listen
like Turnstile. Like Turnstile was more of like a bubblegummy poppy hardcore.
to it.
Whereas
And now
this
it's
is
in Taco Bell commercials.
right, and this is like the darker kind of more weird like dance beats and weird like I don't even know really how to explain it. Maybe if I listened to it more, I could.
to it.
I think you really should. I played that one song Demoner when we had that party over here, and it was like that weird song where it's just like it has that like dance beat. It's like boom, cha, ba-na-na. I'll play it for you later.
Yeah.
You'll probably remember it, but it's just got like weird songs in it like that. But they're all so fucking good. So please give this album a listen to. Even if you're not a big hardcore head, give this an album.
I'm getting so much hardcore head right now.
Hell yeah, you are, and you're welcome. Just give this a listen because there's gonna be a song or two. Maybe if you don't love the full album, it's just so good. I don't even know what to say about it really. And I won't. My favorite songs are "We Came to Play" is so good. Hate 5-6 filmed them playing that like last year,
Mhm.
and them performing that live was so cool. It just adds to it because they're also like crazy live performances. Demoner, like I said, super good.
I think demeanor.
Demeanor. See, I can't. That was like when I said Rogue Carpet Disaster and it was Rouge. I think I am dyslexic. What
No,
was
I
it
just
again?
think-
Demeanor?
Yeah, demeanor.
Okay. Demeanor. Trouble the Water, last song on the album, so good. Boils Up, really fucking good. And everything else is just great. But those four are just ridiculous. And the singles on this album are very good. But I just think like there's other songs on this album that are like top those like by tenfold. Such a good album. I can't stop listening to it, and I probably will for the foreseeable future. But yeah, definitely one of my favorite albums this year, and definitely is up there as like favorite hardcore albums or just like albums in general. It's just very, very good. Gavin, what are you listening to?
I am listening to Captain Marble, Optical Wealth. This song was recommended to me, I think, or Captain Marble was originally recommended to me through TikTok, I think, because they're like, if you like these bands, then you'll like this. Well, I get some stuff like that, and
one of those.
Most of it's pretty good actually, but for the most part, but they're like under 100,000 or whatever, under 100,000 listeners or whatever, and I think they're sitting at like 66,000. Yeah, 66,000. This song "Optical Wealth" is probably one of their more. I would say it's definitely their pop by far one of the more popular songs they have, but very good song. It reminds me of Battle Tapes, and I played a little bit for you.
I thought it was
very
French.
bassy, and yeah, he thought it was French. Yeah, it's all right. It's pretty good. I really like this song though, and it's been recommended on. It's Optical Wealth by Captain Marble, and they don't know much about him, but I've been listening. I've been trying to listen to him more and more. So hopefully
Nice.
we'll see.
Hopefully, we'll see. That's good, man.
We'll see where they go.
I did like that, and I might have to give it more of a listen to. Battletape is coming out with new stuff soon, right?
Yeah. Some
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
are.
I mean, it's just felt like a long time.
And it probably will be. But it's been longer for people who have been like fans of theirs for a long
yeah, a
time.
long time.
I'm sure.
I mean, it's been 7 years since their last album officially.
That's nuts.
And they only
That's
have
nuts.
2 songs out since then.
That's fucking nuts.
Well, do you want me to play outro music?
Yeah, let's get out of here, man. We've been going on quite long.
Well, everybody, thanks for listening to the Takes All Kinds podcast, episode 87. Keep sharing, keep watching, keep liking, keep putting on your notifications, keep subscribing. We'll be here listening to you. Rate the podcast on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, and any other place you watch it. You know, go ahead and give it a big old listen and
Give it a big old listen for daddy, will ya? Right?
Goodbye, bye.